If I asked you to name some PlayStation exclusives, you'd probably say games like Uncharted, God of War, Bloodborne, or maybe The Last of Us. What you definitely won't say is The Order 1886. Released in February of 2015, this ambitious experiment tried to blend cinematic storytelling with video games. However, after releasing with a full $60 price tag for roughly 7 hours of gameplay, it wasn't exactly a crowd pleaser and was quickly forgotten. So, having recently turned 10 years old, I thought there was no better time to learn if the game deserved its exile by completing everything it had to offer and adding another platinum trophy to my collection. The prologue kicks off on November 20th with our character in the catacombs of Westminster, where these kind gentlemen are assisting us with our morning skincare routine. With thanks to some shoddy ironwork, we break free and send them for an early afternoon siesta. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. We're then forced into some classic on-rails gameplay with our character stumbling around at a snail's pace. Stylistically, the game constantly frames everything in a dark, gritty vignette and absolutely obliterates the aspect ratio into a 240 by 1 widescreen. These black bars are pretty annoying at first, but you get used to them quick enough. Rockabye baby. Oh, rocked him a bit too hard.
Give yourself up, monsieur. My next shot will not be a warning.
What kind of accent is that? It's like a French American. After being allowed to crawl away, despite the promise of being shot, we burst outside but are quickly surrounded. Even though we've already received our morning bath time, we jump into the River Thames below, cue opening title. We learn our character's name is Galahad as we flash back to 1 month prior on October 12th and learn why those two chaps were so eager to keep us clean. Just look at that glorious mustache. Our objective is to head to the United India House and rendezvous with our companions. Along the way, we get introduced to the 4 collectible types that we'll need to collect for some trophies: newspapers, photographs and documents, phonograph cylinders, and interactable objects.
How did you arrive here so quickly?
Skill, love.
I must admit, you do move fast for a man of your age.
We meet with Lady Igraine, our former apprentice and known to us as Izzy. Together we head to the United India House to put a stop to some escaped rebels running amok and begin the combat tutorial. R1 to shoot. Oh, interesting. Izzy takes a bullet to the shoulder. Oh, Jesus. But after crushing a vial of what I can only assume to be Diet Coke, appears to be completely unscathed. Oh my god. Okay, there's interactable takedowns. That's pretty sick. Oh, slow-mo. Press R2 to fire, switch targets. Oh, okay. After turning that guy into Swiss cheese, we make our way downstairs to meet with another companion, Marquise Lafayette.
Ah, monsieur. This lady requires my attention. Most fetching, was she not?
I hadn't noticed.
That is because you are not a Frenchman.
You are the most American Frenchman I have ever known.
I am a lover.
Oh, so I was right. As a group, we enter the London Underground to clean up the remaining escapees. However, we encounter more than we bargained for and get a glimpse of what the rest of the game has in store. So the game's about werewolves. Lichens. Oh, what the hell? What's triangle do? Finish off a lichen. One of the lichens manages to escape, but luckily for us, the game is set in a universe where science and technology is so advanced, we have weapons like this.
Percival, we've neutralized the threat on our side.
Good. I managed to capture one of the half-breeds. Rendezvous back at Regis.
Acknowledge.
Sir Percival, the leader of our rabble and Lafayette's mentor, has found evidence that connects these lichen appearances to Whitechapel, the location of the rebel stronghold.
I'm sure you will appreciate that for the time being, this must remain a police matter.
Why would so many half-breeds be found in Bedlam?
Some things we need to find out for ourselves.
You heard, Commissioner Doyle. It's a police investigation now.
Knights do not relinquish their authority to bureaucrats.
Percival is right. This matter should be brought before the council.
Together we're part of a group known as the Order of Knights who protect the world from half-breed monsters and were founded by none other than King Arthur. During a meeting at this suspiciously circular table, Percival requests permission from the council to investigate Whitechapel, however the majority vote against the idea. Regardless, he defies the Lord Chancellor's order. With unofficial approval from the Knight Commander Sir Lucan, who is both the Lord Chancellor's adopted son and Izzy's brother, the squad go rogue.
Well, we're going in.
Most excellent.
Before leaving, we speak with the Order's personal craftsman, who just so happens to be Nikola Tesla of all people. He has beef with Thomas Edison and has built us a device that will short out transmitters that use his technology. Arriving at Whitechapel, we split up with Lafayette and make our way towards the London hospital. Fighting our way through the back alleys, we get overwhelmed by enemies and, like Izzy did earlier, have to take a swig from our vial. Oh, I'm dead. Am I dead? Blackwater. Press triangle to revive yourself. What the hell? At the same moment, the game also decides to drop the tutorial of how to use the black site slow-mo, which I completely missed. And as a result, I don't use this again until much later in the game, which is pretty annoying as it would have been bloody useful during this ambush. Oh, bastard. We hit the rooftops to scout for the hospital and happen to spot Izzy and Percival in trouble, so we call in some air support with a little gimmick from the touchpad. Morse code, okay. That's cool. I guess because this was like one of the first games built specifically for the PS4, they wanted to showcase the touchpad. And then like every game after that completely abandoned the touchpad. Speaking of games built for the PS4, little sack boy. Back on the ground and after fighting our way through the streets, let's use the knife. Oh god, it's gonna be fun trying to edit that out. Oh. We rendezvous with the others inside this cellar, where we also learn that the rebels have managed to acquire some of the Order's weapons. It's here where we're introduced to the thermite gun, which is easily one of the coolest weapons in the game and my personal favourite. Fire rounds of thermite grit that burst into clouds of flammable dust. Oh god. Damn, this thing's insane. Oh my god, what? This thing's awesome. During the chaos, Percival gets clipped in the neck before taking a swig of his vial, and this time we actually get to see its effects. Oh, interesting. We press forward towards the hospital, continuing to ignite those who stand in our way as we finally get off the mark and earn our first trophy. Oh, up in flames. What is that for? Incinerate 15 enemies. Nice. When we eventually arrive at the hospital, we see a bunch of Lycans scaling the building. The air support we called in earlier is now in position and sends down a sonic pulse which disorients the beasts, causing them to disperse.
Be careful, my friends.
No, give it back!
Always, Marky.
No, give me the thermite gun! Oh, you bastard. Turns out that sonic pulse did a pretty crap job as we get absolutely rocked when forced into a 1v1 with a Lycan. Oh my god, I'm awful. I'm just going to take it as the fact that I'm supposed to die. Oh, okay. That definitely wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, cool. After that miserable attempt, the actual forced cutscene plays out before Izzy eventually steps in. Oh god, she can't die though, right? She was in the little cutscene when we were in the prison. After getting folded like the sock from underneath your bed, we give her the magic juice, which miraculously regrows her entire spine. We lay her down for a little nap before discovering that the rebels have made replica uniforms of the United India Guards. Outside, we regroup with Percival and Lafayette and discuss that the rebels are planning to infiltrate the Agamemnon, an airship bound for America, to assassinate the chairman of the company, Lord Hastings. Fearing that the guards on board have already been compromised, we plan to make our way on board the ship before it departs. By using the air support ship from earlier, we gain access to the top of the Agamemnon and must rappel on board. Once on the gantry, we overload this hatch lock before being introduced to silent takedowns, which we'll need to perform 7 of them for the trophy snuffed out. Oh Jesus, I didn't know we were going to stab him. I thought we were just going to put him to sleep or something. We find Lord Hastings in the ballroom, however unexpectedly he's accompanied by Sir Lucan. The replica rebel uniforms were missing shoulder patches, so we're easily able to dispose of the infiltrators.
Lucan! Rebels! Get Hastings out now!
Lucan escorts Hastings to safety as we pick off some more of the rebels before they invite us to tango down on the ballroom floor. Jesus, he's got like an incendiary shotgun. 3 crown coach gun. Don't mind if I do. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I turned his arm into a chicken wing. The rebels then set off a bomb which miraculously doesn't detonate the giant balloon filled with hydrogen gas floating 10,000 feet in the air, after which we spot the rebel leader and begin our pursuit, only to be thwarted by a tiny little smoke grenade. A bigger issue arises when we're called back to the lifeboats as Percival has learnt of a second bomb aboard the ship. Lucan is furious that the gang have caused such a mess both here and back in Whitechapel, explaining that he cannot shield them from his father's wrath. Percival dismisses him for now as we need to find that other bomb, sending him and Hastings on the lifeboat whilst we stay to clean up our mess. We start by taking the trash out from the kitchen before surrounding the bomber on the walkway. Percival tries to talk him down, but to no avail.
You don't have to do this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Again, we tank an insane amount of damage and miraculously survive. Hobbling through the wreckage, we manage to find Percival, however, his magic juice won't help him this time. Attending his funeral, we get some more backstory on the Order and learn that their vials contain blood blessed by the Holy Grail, giving the drinker heightened strength, healing and near immortality, explaining how Izzy grew back her entire spine and Percival was almost 6 centuries old. Lafayette then takes ownership of Percival's vial and drinks from the Grail, which can now only be refilled using his own blood. He then gets inaugurated into the Order and is knighted Sir Percival, carrying on his mentor's legacy. The Chancellor proceeds to dunk on us for disobeying the Order's commands and indirectly blames us for Percival's death.
All this while not a single rebel was taken into custody. On the contrary, by their rogue actions, the knights in question may have done the enemy a great service.
Lucan comes to our defense, outlining that we did prevent the assassination of Lord Hastings, however, he doesn't really care. We rise to our feet to let him know we stand on business before feeling the tremors of an explosion. A guard bursts in and informs that the rebels have ambushed Lord Hastings' carriage and is now trapped on Westminster Bridge. Until now, we've been pretty starved for trophies, but that's all about to change after this mission. Arriving at the bridge and armed with the arc gun, we immediately earn the trophy for defeating 25 enemies without aiming. Further ahead, and after defending Lord Hastings' carriage, we earn our next trophy for defeating 5 enemies with headshots whilst using the black sign. We then help rescue Lord Hastings from his upturned carriage before going rogue after spotting the rebel leader from earlier. Oh, nice voice crack, lady. Oh god! I kicked that a bit too much. Modern Marvels, what's that for? Kill 40 enemies with science weapons. Oh my god, they're coming thick and fast now. It's a rocket launcher. Oh my god. Collateral damage. Oh my god, another trophy. 3 enemies with a single explosion. Lovely. And again. Oh, this is infinite. After having what was quite a concerning amount of fun blowing everybody up, Galahad goes full Batman when interrogating one of the rebels.
Where is she? Where? Tell me!
Whitechapel. Brothel.
Where is the Galahad?
However, when confronting her, we learn that she's not the one we're after. Instead, we meet the founder of the rebellion, her mother Lakshmi, who also has access to a Grail vial. She dismisses her daughter Devi to tend to business in Blackwall Yard, whilst she informs us of a traitor in the council. She claims that we're both fighting the same enemy, and of course hesitant to believe her, she offers to show us some proof. Before heading off, we remove our uniform to prevent the upcoming events being tied to the Order. Heading through the tunnels to prevent suspicion, we arrive at Blackwater Docks. Naturally, the gate is locked, and after giving Lakshmi a boost to the other side, we're hit by a sniper.
Sniper!
Oh, you bitch. You're the worst lookout ever. It was like a full minute before you even noticed us. We then fight our way through nearby buildings and courtyards before I'm finally reunited with the love of my life. Finally, I've got it back. It's so good, man. It's so good. And after eventually taking out the sniper, we need to provide overwatch whilst Lakshmi moves towards the warehouse, where we pop another trophy for destroying 10 explosive barrels. Joining her in the warehouse, we're ambushed yet again. However, this time we earn a trophy for defeating 25 enemies during Blackside. We make it to the entrance of Blackwall Yard where we regroup with Devi. She informs us that the same type of cargo that was on the airship is being loaded onto the boats bound for America yet again. She also mentions that security is on high alert thanks to a certain someone's attendance.
This proves nothing. Lord Hastings is Chamberlain and a peer. He is sovereign in our council.
Yes, privy to the Order's operations. How convenient for him.
Clearly they can't be on that high of alert as we casually stroll up to the warehouse and slide open the unguarded and unlocked door, and once inside, open one of the crates to find a little more than we bargained for.
Look, Hard Knight. See the evil we both fight against.
Vampires.
Vampires. Lakshmi has reason to believe that Lord Hastings is also a vampire, and his cover-up is none other than the murders of Jack the Ripper. With this revelation, we move on to the next room and are met with hundreds of these same crates. There's no chance in hell that this shipyard passed its health and safety checks, as leaving open fuel containers on top of flammable objects is definitely cause for concern. Thankfully, this does allow us to engulf the place in flames and prevent these vampires from seeing the dark of night ever again. The India Company guards then burst in and try to prevent our arson, but only assist in awarding us 2 trophies for defeating 75 enemies with pistols and defeating 100 enemies with headshots. After escaping, we secure Lakshmi's Snapchat for later before returning to confront the council. Turns out that Izzy had followed us to Whitechapel and she's concerned that we're aiding the rebels. Rather than telling her the truth and saving the trouble that will come later, Galahad tells her to stay out of it for her own good. Inside the council chambers, the Lord Chancellor refused to hear us out and to speak no more of the recent events. We then ask Lucan to help us break into the India Company headquarters, as his testimony for any evidence we find will go a long way in convincing his father.
I thank you, brother.
Oh, don't do that. He's clearly the traitor. We arrive at a building adjacent to the headquarters, and after arming ourselves with crossbows, we scale to the roof to find a vantage point. After discussing the plan of how we're going to sneak inside, we zipline down to the garden and successfully take down the guard. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh! God damn it. Whilst cosplaying as a peeping Tom sneaking through a garden at night, we use a crossbow to snipe a guard, earning us a trophy for defeating an enemy with every weapon in the game. And shortly after, earn another for defeating 7 enemies with stealth attacks. We end up crawling through this waterway and on the other side defend Lakshmi, before she leads us to Devi and a guy called Finley. Before this though, we take a detour to earn our first collectible related trophy for inspecting every object. However, once we make our way inside the headquarters, we encounter some resistance. Oh my god. However, there's nothing a bit of good old fisticuffs can't resolve, earning us another trophy for defeating 15 enemies with melee. We then meet up with Lucan, who isn't best pleased to see us with the rebel leader, so we act quickly to defuse the tension. We're then caught up to and thankfully not shot by the guards despite having ample time to do so. Unfortunately, the old fisticuff strategy didn't pan out the same as last time. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, okay, just got absolutely executed. After that encounter, we finally make it to the archive room and the reason we came here in the first place. Whilst rummaging through the cabinets, Lakshmi finds a giant book in a random unlocked drawer that may as well have just said top secret evil plans inside. It shows a detailed log of all the planned shipments of the vampire cargo, and there's far more than we originally thought. Lakshmi then notices that Finley had gone missing. Lord Hastings reveals what he's been hiding, and I'm not talking about his massive vampire dong.
Jacob Van Neck, or as the Fleet Street pamphleteers have so fondly named me, Jack the Ripper, at your service. I thank you, Sir Lucan, for delivering these meddlers.
Yeah, I knew it, you snake. Lucan then creeps around the corner and betrays us, claiming that he's only looking out for his own kind. Hastings charges at Lakshmi, and after an excellent display of accuracy, ooh, what a throw. We get into a scuffle with Lucan, which results in him fleeing through the basement full of lichens. Oh, he's gonna turn. Ah! So is he a vampire or is he a lichen? It's not all bad news, as we're able to pick up another trophy. Oh, the hunter. Kill 10 lichens. Oh shit, I messed up. Oh my god. I'm awful at these QuickTime events. The Order has been alerted of the disturbance we've been causing, and before we can catch Lucan, Izzy and Lafayette come to Lord Hastings' aid and arrest us after being told of our supposed treachery. We've now finally circled back to the beginning of the game after all members of the council find us guilty of our crimes and we're sentenced to death. Picking up from when we dove into the water, we're pulled onto a boat by a friendly face. Ah, Nicola. We then spend the next 2 weeks bedbound under the care of the rebels with help from Tesla. After regaining consciousness, instead of returning to Whitechapel with Lakshmi, we gear up with the equipment Tesla stole for us and head to return the favour by sneaking him out of the palace. We head through the catacombs to do so and pick up the remainder of the trophies, the first of which is for inspecting every newspaper. Next up was the final gun-related trophy for stunning 30 enemies with the M2 Falchion. And shortly after that, we would find our final phonograph cylinder. Please be the last one. Yep, let's go. As the game is coming to a close, we're treated to a tasty corridor full of weapons and grenades to help us wreak havoc in the next room over. Flap. 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 Oh, finally reunited once again. Oh, I'm gonna miss this gun so much. It's just so satisfying. And after that absolute massacre, we finally locate the last collectible. And this is hopefully the final collectible. Just give it a little inspect. Yep. And one more, please. Let's go. No more collectibles. We then make it to Tesla's lab to find it destroyed and Nikola injured. After escorting him to safety, we head to confront Lucan.
You and I, we are not that different. I do what I must to protect my kind. We fight only for our right to live. That's a lie!
Oh, okay, so he is a Lycan. Oh, not again. I sucked at this last time. Go for the stomach. Probably should have gone for the face. Oh, crap. What's on the floor? Something's on the floor for me to pick up. Triangle. I missed it. After what was a pretty successful fight with a Lycan considering my previous attempts, the Lord Chancellor rocks up and drops the bomb that he's known about Lucan's affliction his entire life. He was part of the order that massacred his family, but could not end the life of an innocent child. Rather than simply confessing to the council, we're told to cover up the order's lie to maintain the balance of the world. In exchange for our life, he commands us to finish what we've started, however, we'll be exiled from the order. Oh, they're making me do it? They're not doing it in a cutscene? Oh my god. Can maybe aim it and pull the trigger as well. Ugh. Damn. Strange ending. After the credits roll, we're shown a scene of Galahad now working with the rebels, overlooking the city and going full Batman once again. The final trophy needed for the platinum is for shooting an airborne grenade during Black Site, and what makes this even sadder is that I could have cheesed this at any point using my own grenade.